Good morning and welcome back to another video, and today we will be exploring the character of Xorbross within Void. Let us begin. Xorbross is a formidable and imposing construct, standing at a height of 11 feet. It is designed and created by Szeth, an aspect of death, who can channel his own death essence into Xorbross to use as a safeguard for his own body. Xorbross is reminiscent of the colossal guardians of Aronia, ancient constructs that were used to protect the Empire. Xorbross's armor bears a striking resemblance of the armor of these ancient guardians, suggesting that it may have been inspired by them. Xorbross was used in a final test for Andril, a Shadow Essence user, after he completed his trials in Xeros. The construct was meant to serve as a test of Andril's ability to bind himself to Shadow Essence. Despite its formidable powers, Xorbross was eventually defeated by Andril, who proved himself to be a formidable opponent. After its defeat, Zethic used the remains of Xorbross to open a portal back to Eldora as a mark of respect towards Andril. Xorbross's weapon, Zethic, is a formidable weapon that has the ability to tear the soul of its enemies. Its pure death essence construction makes it a formidable opponent in combat, and it is clear that Szeth holds a great deal of pride in its creation. Now, judging by that, that's the initial lore for Xorbross, so let's actually go over a few different things when it comes towards him. Xorbross is a construct created by Szeth. It's more of an avatar of Szeth as a whole. Szeth uses this and empowers it with his own death essence, and as Szeth is an aspect of death itself, he can produce negative time and take it from other souls surrounding him to power his construction. Now, contrary to the belief of Xorbross, Xorbross does have a somewhat of a free will of his own, as it is the multitude of void and shadow and death essences that are into him that produces his own personality as a whole. Szeth uses this as an avatar or a reflection of himself as it will, and the armor used by Xorbross is reminiscent of the colossal constructs, but also reminiscent of a Kestrian armor helm, giving rise to the belief of memories past within Eldora. Now, Xorbross's boss fight is the ending fight within Void to actually complete the game and finish off the Betrayal and the Retribution cinematics. Xorbross has a few keynote abilities. He has a spinning attack where he deals a ton of damage if you are hit. He also has the ability to launch himself in the air and provide an AoE hit if you are hit with the actual striking ability with his pike, and along with that he also has a standardized swing attack which just does a flat amount of damage. Xorbross actually starts at a base height when it comes towards in relation to Andril, which is on the screen right now, and as you can see with all of that, Xorbross will actually increase his size by at least by 5. This makes him a lot more bigger, but in that moment, any attacks done to him when his height is actually increased and or size is increased, it will actually deal more damage and can nearly one-shot the character. Xorbross is designed to be a really tanky boss, but at this point in the game, you should have enough damage dealing abilities in order to sustain yourself and also take out any of the bosses pretty much easily on the first level. Obviously in higher level states this scales quite nicely, however it does make it 10 times harder, as eventually Xorbross will just one hit you, so any false steps on higher level states and you will just be deleted in one hit. This is because it's the last boss and it's supposed to be incredibly difficult, so hence why I've done it like that. It's basically a composite of high damage and high health. But alongside all of that, Xorbross is a really nice character. I really enjoyed designing him. I really do like some of the concept art we actually drew up for him to go along with Malefice. And his model is very interesting as well. And I really wanted that reflection of it's kind of Aronian armor, but not really. as the Aronian armor is a newer set of armor than the Xorbrossian ones, than the one that Xorbross actually uses, because it's supposed to be a very old suit of armor that is actually being used. Hence why I'm using the aspect of Kestria to actually do the helmet, to actually build that out so it looks somewhat reminiscent but still not the same at the same time. I do like the aspect of him using a pike more than anything, and overall I very much enjoy that type of style moving forward when it comes towards Xorbross or any one of his kin, i.e. one of the characters, which is Thron. He actually uses the same base model, just a little bit coloured differently. Alongside that is pretty much everything I have to talk about for Xorbross for today, the avatar of Zethic. But you can also check out the manga, as we're fleshing that out each and every week with a new page, and you guys can keep up to date with the story if you do not have the base game of Void Edge of Existence. Along with that, have an awesome rest of the day, and I shall see you in the next video, which will be soon.